What is good, Porch Talk Sports? Welcome into this show today. I'm your host, JP, as usual. As always, guys, subscribe to the link down below, and thank y'all so much for doing so, guys. This is Texans post game. Let's go ahead and get into it. Bam! All right, guys, welcome to the show today. I'm your host, JP, as usual. Welcome into Porch Talk Sports. This is Texans post game. And the Houston Texans face the Tennessee Titans today, and this is by far probably our toughest matchup so far. The guys are undefeated. They are running over teams, guys, literally running over teams. I don't know if y'all saw it, but Derrick Henry had a hell of a stiff arm against Josh Norman last week. So that this matchup scares the shit out of me. The, the main thing I want to see today. Because we're heading into Tennessee, and this game is not going to be any joke, guys. These guys are going to be ready. Yeah, they're young on their offensive line, but they're probably one of the best offensive lines in the league right now with the way they're opening holes with Derrick Henry. Now, if Romeo Cannell can come up with some blitz packages that can fuse the offensive line, it can help out a lot. But it's going to be tough, man. Andrew Thomas is turned out to be as good of it as advertised. Excuse me, not Andrew Thomas, the rookie right tackle for them. I do apologize. I can't think of his name right now. But he's doing a really good job. And the main thing is, how can we slow down the running game? That's how their entire offense works. If we can force Tannehill to throw more than 30 times, that team will be in trouble. That's how you beat the Titans. By taking them out of their main element, that's the running game. And right now, it's very hard to take them out of the element. Don't get me wrong, I felt better because last week, for the first time all year, the Texans held a running back under 100 yards in James Robinson in Jacksonville last week. But this is going to be a lot different challenge, dude. This man is natural talent and just natural strength and speed that you don't see from the regular running backs in the NFL, dude. Derrick Henry special. We all know this. He is a physical monster, 6'2", about 250 pounds, and is pretty much a freight train. So game tackling is going to be absolutely key. And when I mean gang tackling, we need at least the first guy to get there to slow him down, then we need a second guy to finish off the tackle. Because this guy is not usually a guy that can be taken down one-on-one, especially if it's a DB, and even your linebackers can struggle against this. So we need to make gang tackling a priority in this game. And if we can shut down that running game, we can force Tannehill to throw, and Tannehill will throw picks. Let's get real. Tannehill has improved since going to Tennessee, but if you shut down the running game, he will throw picks. Now, that's not to say that they don't have good talent at the wide receiver spot and for the pass catchers. In A.J. Brown, you have Corey Davis, you have Adam Humphries, you have Ferkser, you also have Jonnu Smith. All those guys can ball. Those are their five main passing targets. And to get them out of their offensive rhythm is absolutely imperative because when they have both the running game and the passing game rolling, they're very difficult to stop. And just that blowout over the Bills, let's also remember that's a very young team up there. So, granted, yeah, they're undefeated, but I don't think they really face a challenge like the Tennessee Titans yet. So, let's not take that win over them too highly, if I should say. So, my keys to the game, main thing is stopping the run. Main thing is just forcing Tannehill into the passes and hopefully keep them in third and longs because they're not good at third and longs. They're one of the worst third and long teams in the league. But they're not in third and longs that many times. That's the thing about that. So if we can put them in those third and long situations, we can really slow down our offense. Now, That's going to the defensive side. For the offensive side, what we need to do against this team. Well, they are kind of they're. I would say they're weak in the secondary, but they're not as good as in the secondary as they are in the front seven. They're decent in the secondary, really good in the front seven because you have guys like Jadeveon Clowney and you have the Harold Landry coming off the edge on the other side, dude. So that pass rush is what's concerning me. Also, Laramie Tunsil this week had, he didn't participate in practice, but I fully expect him to play today. But this is a concern. You have your injured left tackle that's going against pretty much a fully healthy. Excuse me. Sorry, it's early, guys. God, it's early, guys. But you have Laramie Tunsil, who was injured and didn't practice that much against Harold Landry, the speed rusher for the Titans, and that's going to be the matchup to really look at. How we do on the edges, how we handle Clowney, how we handle Harold Landry. And the thing that's really going to suck today is that's where David Johnson usually does his best. When he's running to the outside, when he's running to the outside on the other side. So we have to make sure that we can get the end man on the line of scrimmage blocked. Because if we don't, our running game's going to be shut down. Up the middle, I wouldn't try it because this is one of the best run defensive teams I've seen in a long time. And they really take pride in it, man. Just that front seven is really not anything to mess around with, dude. So what we need to do is create holes in the running game. Possibly what we also need to do is use the screen game and use like RPOs to kind of open things up, man. And I really hope that with what they see on film, that Tim Kelly and Deshaun Watson see that and start implementing that into the game plan. That's something that was not implemented in the game plan when Bill O'Brien was here. So if we can put RPOs and things like that to throw them off balance, we can really get something started offensively. Other thing, we have to make sure that Deshaun is protected. We have that's going to be hella difficult. That's easier said than done, but it has to happen today. These guys are going to be after him. And we got to make sure we get into situations where we can get the ball out quickly for Deshaun. Because this holding on to the ball thing for long periods of times that he does sometimes, he has got to get out of it. I'm sorry, dude. Deshaun, I love him, but he is not playing to the level he should be. He's not. I don't give a damn if Bill O'Brien's poisoned him a little bit or not. He should be playing better than this. And what I'm seeing is he is missing open men in the under routes. I think he's waiting too long to get the deep route, and he needs to just pick up what is open. He needs to just throw what is open. He does not need to go for the big play every time, dude. And he needs to learn two things: when to throw it away and when to dump it off. And that's not something that Deshaun is doing right now. Sorry, it's still early in the morning. My voice is going in and out. So I do apologize. My voice is terrible this morning. I'm drinking water and everything. But like I said, Deshaun is not playing to the level that he should be. Don't get me wrong. Bill O'Brien's play calling probably did throw him off a little bit, but that's not the main story, dude. It just seems like he's reluctant. I don't know, to run sometimes when he has open space, and I'm concerned. And that's why it's imperative for us to find the next head coach be a quarterback guru so they can take him somehow out of some of these bad tendencies that he's having right now. He's really on some bad tendencies of holding the ball and just not finding the open man. And the main guy needs to find today is Brandon Cooks. We need to get that connection going, man. Granted, we lost DeAndre, but Brandon Cooks is the number one receiver on this team now. And if you don't have a connection with your number one, then that doesn't help your whole offense, man. We saw last week versus Jacksonville that they found creative ways to get Brandon Cooks the ball. They're running more rub routes, which I'm seeing and loving this offense. It's going to be huge today for a team, especially against a team like the Titans that play a lot of man coverage. The Titans play a shit ton of man coverage, and y'all, this is where pick routes come into place. You're going to pick route, which is like, say you have a slant and an out route. That's how you run a pick route. It's not an intentional pick. It's basically you want the defenders to kind of run into each other, so it opens hopefully the slant route or the out route. So either one should be open. And like I said, that's big time, especially against the secondary that, don't get me wrong, it's decent, but it can still do damage to you. Kevin Byard is the guy that we need to look out for. Jay Joe's over there, so he's probably telling them different things about the different receivers that we do have still left from last year. Good thing is we changed a lot of our receivers from last year, so he doesn't have too much information, but he knows also how Deshaun Watson plays. So that's something that we need to keep an eye out for today too. For my final thoughts on this game, what will happen is, unfortunately, man, I have a feeling my Texans will lose, and I don't think it's going to be big. I just don't see us really taking over this team this week because this is a very difficult one, man. And just don't get me wrong, it's a division game. We're used to playing these guys, but this one's going to be very hard for me to go against the Titans. And to me, I'm picking the Titans to win 21-17, and Texas put out a good effort, but it's just they come up short because, like I said, I'm worried about the tendencies that Deshaun is showing right now. So hopefully he breaks out of it. Hopefully hopefully they create ways to get the ball out of his hands faster, so they can get away from those bad things that he does, and hopefully they can find some success in that. So that's my final take on the Texans and Titans game. Y'all, let me just go into my game picks real quick. Let's get started. All right, let's get into the game picks, guys. The first one this week, we have the Ravens at the Eagles. This week, I'm going to, of course, take the Ravens over the Eagles. It's a home game for the Eagles. I believe they're starting to let crowds back in Philly now, too. I don't think that makes a difference. And watch today, honestly, for more Jalen Hurts. I don't think Wentz is playing that good. So watch today for Jalen Hurts. But I'm taking the Ravens over the Eagles. All right, next game we have the Falcons at the Vikings. So Falcons are 0-5, Vikings 1-4. Man, this one is tough for me to pick because both of these teams absolutely suck. But I think it's time for the Falcons to get out tonight. I think they take the victory. They fired their coach, Dan Quinn. They fired their GM, too. And I think, much like us, I think they're just going to be off emotion high. I think they're free now, too. Dan Quinn made some questionable decisions, especially coaching. So I take the Falcons over the Vikings. Next one, Browns-Steelers. One of the more interesting matches of the week, y'all. You have the Browns, who are 4-1, and the Steelers, who are undefeated. Now, this is the first game with the Browns and Steelers ever since the Mason Rudolph event. The good thing is Mason Rudolph's on the sideline. But who wins the game and who comes on top? I'm going with the Brownies, man. I'm going with the Browns over the Steelers. I really can't believe I'm saying this, but the Cleveland Browns, I think, will beat the Steelers today. I know that's crazy, granted it being in Pittsburgh, but right now, I just feel that the Browns are a harder team. Now, yes, the Steelers are coming off a bye week, but a bye week can work with you or against you. And especially early bye weeks, I think they work against you when they're early in the season because it takes you out of the rhythm for your season, for what you were doing early in the season, man. So I'll take the Browns because they come with a hot victory versus Cowboys not too long ago. All right, next game is the Bengals at the Colts. I am taking the Colts over the Bengals. Young team. I don't think they quite have enough, but this is a closer game than people think. I will take Joe Burrow to throw 3 touchdowns in this game, but just barely lose out to the Indianapolis because they have the defense, and they also, Phil Rivers is playing solid so far this year. So I'll take the Colts over the Bengals in a close matchup. Next game, we have the Detroit Lions versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Detroit is going to Jacksonville, and man, as much as I want to take Jacksonville, I got to go with the road team on this one. Detroit comes out with the victory. I think they're the better suited team, honestly, at this point in the season. I think the Lions get the victory, but it's going to be a squeak out. I'll tell you that. Next game, we have the Bears and the Panthers. I'm taking the Chicago Bears. They're just the hot team in the NFL. That defense is probably the best in the league. Khalil Mack is balling. That whole team is balling. I'm going to tell you right now, I sure do miss Deshaun Gibson because he's having a solid season up there in fucking Chicago's. And you know what I'm saying? I really miss his talents down here in Houston, man. So I'll take Chicago over the Panthers. We'll see how close the game is, but I think the Bears handle that one. So I take the Bears over Panthers. All right, next team, we have the Washington team versus the New York Giants. I'm actually taking the Washington team to win this one, guys. Uh, right now, they're also better suited than the New York Giants. Giants, um, Giants have just lost too much talent this season, and the thing is, I don't think they have enough talent overall, man. They they have really fallen into some bad luck, guys. I take the Washington team. Dwayne Haskins has a bounce back game. Terry McLaurin goes off. I see Washington team over the Giants. All right, next game is Broncos Patriots. Uh, I'm taking the Patriots. Yes, of course. Cam Newton comes back this week. These guys, Broncos have been very, very decimated by injuries. They lost Drew Lock. I believe they also lost Cortland Sutton, man. And just they're unfortunately a lot of things have not rolled their way, man. So I'm taking the whole team in that one. New England Patriots come back, bounce back, and start getting things together. Granted, they're only 2-2 right now, but the Patriots will start to get on a roll because Cam's been out, and Bill Belichick knows how to handle his team. Next up, we have the New York Jets versus the 2-3 Dolphins. The Jets are winless, and they will remain winless. The Dolphins are just too good right now. To me, they're honestly they're no wrong. They're not a great team, but they're a well coached team, and that's what really matters in the NFL. Then that's what will be the difference, right? And I believe this will be the last game for Adam Gase. Adam Gase will probably be fired after today's game, and I won't be surprised if he's fired like tonight. So, Dolphins over Jets. This could be Adam Gase's last game. All right, next game we have the Packers versus the Bucks. This one is difficult for me to choose, but I'm going to Packers, man. I'm going to Green Bay. Green Bay it's not that they're a better team. I just think right now they are more prepared than the Buccaneers right now. I think they're just in terms of the team. I think the Packers are ahead of the Bucks right now. So I'm taking Aaron Rodgers and the Packs over Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and of course I want Green Bay to avenge the Astros losing last night. So yeah, Tampa Bay has to lose. Tampa Bay has to lose something today. Something. All right, guys, we have the nightcap game. That is the Rams at the 49ers. I'm taking the Rams, of course. The Rams should have not a tough time, but honestly, not an easy time, but it should be a decently handleable game. Like I said, theme of the season, so many injuries this year for different teams. The 49ers probably got decimated the most. They do have Garoppolo back, but I don't see that just being enough because there's a lot of things I might question about Garoppolo too, man. But I think the Rams get the victory in that one, and I would say handily. I'll say decently handily, and they control the game. That's it for that one. All right, tomorrow's games we have the Chiefs versus the Bills. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Chiefs are looking too hot. They just had a Le'Veon Bell, and that absolutely pissed me off. Man, just unfortunately, I think the only thing that could stop the Chiefs this year is probably a COVID outbreak. That's pretty much about it, dude. So, take the Chiefs on the Bills in tomorrow's game. Last but not least, we have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Arizona Cardinals. This is Andy Dalton's debut as the quarterback. And, Andy Dalton didn't look great in that game when he came in, like that great when he came into relief for Dak Prescott. let's also keep this in mind. The coaches that did not game plan for Andy Dalton to be in that game. So let's see how week of game planning handles it and all that. But I do truly take the Cowboys over the Cardinals in the Monday night matchup. And that is going to be it for me on this show, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. As always, y'all, thank y'all for liking, commenting, subscribing, y'all. If you need to still subscribe to the link down low. And thank y'all so much, guys. God bless and enjoy the game. Go Texans. Let's go, guys.